Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. Only this time I'm working on a tag and exciting news. I'm playing with some things that I have designed that have been produced for me by funkyfossil.co.uk. So they're available from my website but also from Funky Fossil. And if you're in the US, they're also available from Frantic Stamper. So this is so exciting, and I couldn't wait to share these things with you. So there are 3 stencils and 3 stamp sets. So this is one of the stencils. This is like a face base type of stencil. So you could use the stencil to get your face, the basic shape of it right, and then you can kind of put your own twist on it. So I am using it to draw through basically so that I can get the face on my tag, and obviously only part of the face fits in, but that's the beauty of this stencil, is that you can use as much or as little of it as you want, and you could just as easily use paint through the stencil. You could use a pale colour so that you just get those lines, or you can just draw through it like I have done, and then I'm going to add my details in after. So I'm going in with a Posca pen and just outlining some of the features, colouring in the eyebrow, adding in the pupil on the eye, leaving the little catch light, just so that I get a basic idea of where my face is going to be. So it's a great way to get a start on your faces if you're not so confident drawing them yourselves. So this is super exciting. I've wanted something like this, and although I've produced some things like this for Scrap FX, this is slightly different. So in the sense that you can use this to build your face out from. So then I'm using a Jane Davenport licensed to quill, I think it is, ink pen, and I'm just watering it down with my water brush here, just so that I can start to add some shadows onto my face and just create a bit more of a 3D effect. So while that was wet, I'm just going to blot it with a piece of kitchen roll, just to lift a little bit of that ink off because it was a little bit too dark. And then I'm just going to go in and add the rest of my shadows onto that face. So I'll be sharing more videos with you, sharing things I've created using my new goodies from funkyfossil.co.uk. If you happen to go on my website and try and find them and there aren't any there, then definitely head over to Funky Fossil. I only have a limited supply on my website, but Sarah over at Funky Fossil will have more of them available. So I'm just working on building up those shadows on the face, and you can see how it does start to make a bit of a difference. It starts to give it a more 3D effect. I'm just thinking about the places where the shadows would be if the light was coming from a certain direction, and try and keep them all in keeping with where your light source is going to be on your picture. Obviously I am not completely technical with this, so I'm just going with what I kind of think feels right and what I've learned from the different classes that I've done as well about learning to draw faces. So I think definitely, as I've said so many times, it's that whole practice. The more you practice, the better you get, the easier it becomes. I'm just adding a few shadows onto the hair as well. and then in some places just pulling those shadows out a little bit just so that they're not quite so dark. So next I'm just using a coloured Posca pen. I'm just adding a bit of colour onto the eye. It just kind of helps to make that face a little bit more striking. And then I am using a fine liner, and I'm just going in and adding some more depth to those areas of shadow. And I'm just doing some some vertical lines that are quite close together, just to build up the depth in the areas where I want the shadows to be darker. Okay, so next I'm just going to draw in a cheek. I mean, obviously nobody goes around with cheeks like this on their face, do they? But I really like how that looks. I'm also using Neocolor 2s just to add a little bit of a basic colour wash to my face. I'm not thinking too much about skin tones or anything like that. I'm just playing, really, just enjoying using my new things. And obviously, you know, if you want to, you can spend more time adding the colours onto the face and pulling those colours out, blending them in, and getting the different tones and different skin tones. Really, the possibilities are endless, the amount of things you can do. I'm just doing a very basic face here, so just getting a little bit of colour on. And working it round those shadows. I'm also going to just add a slightly darker pink into the cheek. So it's quite a stylised face, really, that I've gone for. Like I say, nobody goes around with a bright pink blob on their cheeks like that, unless, of course, they're poorly. Even then, you wouldn't have a proper circle, would you? So then just spending a bit of time pulling some more of those shadows out. And then I'm going in with another... I think this might be a scribble stick actually that I'm using for the hair, and I'm just colouring with it on its side just so that I can drag that pigment along a bit easier and there aren't as many scribble marks in my colouring. And then again, just using my water brush just to pull those colours out, just to blend it around a bit more on the hair. So this is another one of my new goodies for funkyfossil.co.uk. This is Markerline's stamp, and it's stamped okay on here, but I didn't have it completely flat, so that's why it didn't stamp brilliantly. It does stamp really well because I stamped it on some tissue paper on another project that I did, and it worked really well. So I've just edged the tag using the black archival ink. Now I'm just going in and adding some white onto the eye and a little bit into the catch light as well. So this is the word imagine that's on my journal marks stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp this straight on to my tag. So you can see I just had a go at stamping it onto my paper there and really liked how it looked. I'm just working out where it's going to go best. So these are clear stamps, so having a clear acrylic block to put them on is the best idea. And there she is. Oh, and then this is one of my favourite stamps in this whole set. These are my like custom dots, as I call them, signature dots, yeah, that I often put dots on my pages, as you know. So there's a little stamp in this set where you can add your own signature dots to your pages, and with them being a stamp you can do them in any colour you like. So yeah, this is so exciting. I'm really excited to share all these things with you. So keep watching my YouTube channel for more videos of me using my goodies, and you can always head over to artjournallove.com to find the stamps and stencils on my website. or to funkyfossil.co.uk. You can get them from there too. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.